What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time and support. And I've been waiting for this update to come from the NBA, and we finally got an update after the scuffle with the Orlando Magic. The Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic suspensions have been labeled and listed by the NBA, and they're kind of what I expected them to be. Killian Hayes, who has been the headline of conversation since yesterday's game, he is scheduled to face a 3-game suspension after punching Mo Wagner in the back of the head during their little scuffle in the first half, or was it the second half? I think it was the first half of this game between the Magic, and I'm not surprised for what the results were. Hey, actually, let's go through the list of all the players that were suspended. So Killian Hayes is facing 3 games. Mo Wagner is facing a 2-game suspension. Hamidou Diallo is suspended for 1 game after pushing Mo Wagner on the sideline. Then there are 8 Orlando Magic players that were suspended for 1 game each. Cole Anthony, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr., R.J. Hampton, Gary Harris, Kevon Harris, Franz Wagner, and Admiral Schofield are all suspended for 1 game each after leaving the bench during the scuffle. Now, the NBA rule is, if there is any kind of altercation between players, if you're on the bench, you are not allowed to leave the bench. That is an automatic suspension if you leave. After what happened with the Balance at the Palace, the NBA don't want to risk anything close to that again, so that's why these kind of rules are set in place. And I think they got it right with this one. Like, a lot of people, I saw you guys in the comments after we recapped the game yesterday, talking about what we thought the suspensions would be. I didn't think it would be anything higher than maybe 2 to 5 games. I think they did right with everybody. I think they did right with Wagner. I think they did right with Killian. Hamidou, I don't really think he deserved to be suspended, but after pushing him, I get it. And I think the league got it right. This was not something that warranted a season-long suspension. We saw Orlando Magic fans on social media calling for Killian Hayes to face assault charges. Like, none of that was going to happen. None of that was going to be the case, and I'm not surprised at all with what the league has done. It was getting to the point where these players were getting really chippy throughout the game. Like, we saw a lot of trash talking. Videos have surveyed now since the game yesterday that Beef Stew and Paulo Banchero were talking trash back and forth. And it was a lot of chippiness going on in this game. So I can't sit here and say I'm surprised. I think the league did the right thing by not overreacting and going too far with the suspensions. I think this was suitable. It's a little unfortunate for Killian Hayes. I mean, it's only a few games. 3 games is not going to, hopefully not going to shake his rhythm. He's done a pretty fairly good job of staying on the court in terms of health, which has been a problem for him throughout his career. And as of now, this 3-game suspension, I don't think will be able to knock off any rust. I think he'll be able to pick up right where he left off. I think he gained a lot of support from his team, from the teammates on the bench, from Troy Weaver, who came down from up top to talk and make sure everything was everything. I think Killian Hayes, without question, earned a lot of love from the fan base of the Detroit Pistons. And if anything, we need to be set up a GoFundMe for him. Whatever the suspension and the fine is, we'll help chip in and do what we can to help out Killian, man, because this is something that he shouldn't be ashamed about. I don't think this is anything that Piston fans should be ashamed about. This was him standing up for himself. Like I said yesterday, I don't condone fighting and I don't condone violence, but I condone standing up for yourself. And if you're chasing a loose ball and Mo Wagner basically checks you into the sideline to fall into the seats, fall into the bench, fall into your teammates, where he could have hurt himself even worse than what he did, Mo Wagner had this coming, and I don't feel bad for him in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, I think he should have got the higher of the suspension. Like, I would have, if I were Adam Silver, I would have given Mo Wagner 3 games, given Killian 2, and then 1 for Hami, and then the rest of the suspensions for the Magic would have served as is. Because if you are, like, for me, I believe in addressing the issue from how it started. And it didn't start with Killian Hayes just thugging and hitting him in the back of the head for no reason. It started because Mo Wagner put his hands on him and pushed Killian for no legitimate reason. The ball was rolling out of bounds. If you touched the ball in an over and back, the play would have been dead. and it would have been a wrap from there. So it was no point in him even running side by side with Killian, let alone pushing him into his bench where his teammates were. There was no necessity for that whatsoever. So for me, I would have given Wagner 3 games at least. Maybe even 5, because he had been getting chippy the whole game, talking trash, trying to be a tough guy until Jalen Duren checked him. But for me, I'd have given him at least 3 games for being the initiator of the problem. He didn't make it no better. He deserved the smoke that happened to him, and I don't feel bad. But for now, I believe the league did the right thing. So we gonna try to set up that GoFundMe for Killian Hayes. Cover off as much as we can to help him out, because he deserves this, man. And on top of that, I might even try to, stretch out and give me a 10-day contract with the Magic, because they're down 9 players because of this altercation. It's Paolo Banchero, Ball, and who else on that team that's going to be playing? So if you got any kind of hoop experience, you try to get a 10-day contract in the league, now's the time to dust off your Nikes and try to get that contract instead from the Orlando Magic. But again, I'm not surprised by how this unrolled. I think the league did a good job, and I'm still proud of Killian Hayes for what happened. Talk to me in the comment section. I'd love to hear your feedback. Do you think these suspensions are fair? From the top down, do you think it was fair by how the league handled it? I'd love to hear from you. Talk to me in the comment section. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Getting closer and closer as we ramp up to 6,000 subscribers. Help us hit that milestone if you're new to the channel by hitting subscribe and the notification bell to get the instant alert when we have new content coming your way right here from DSN. Make sure you tap in on our social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. All of the above. Search and follow Detroit Sports Nation and tap in with yours truly at Eric Vincent. Thank you for tuning in, Piston fans of Detroit Sports Nation. I appreciate you all so much. I'll be back again here soon with another update right here from the DSN News Desk. Peace.